welcome to a Christmas edition of Comics and Us Origins. I am TJ.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Lumpy.
And this is the review show that reviews comics chronologically, kind of. All right, do your spiel.
What's the matter?
You know what you want to do. Go ahead.
What is it?
Just do
Love,
it.
what is he talking about?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm just going to go into the creators then.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so today we are covering Superman's Christmas adventure as we have Santa Claus's first appearance and origin in comics.
Not origin.
There we
It's
go.
not his origin.
Wait.
I was waiting for you to say origin before we actually
Wait a
did
minute.
it.
Wait, it's a first appearance.
He said this time he tried to change it. Did you hear him try to change it?
No, I was waiting.
in comics.
I was trying to wait for him to say it.
Yeah, but this time he tried to say origin in comics. It's still not even his There's no origin. There's no origin in here.
Origin in... Did I just say comics?
False. Doesn't matter.
He did.
The word origin doesn't
Still
belong.
not an origin
This
story.
Okay.
His origin is
first
already established.
appearance.
Okay.
That's why, if you look up somebody's origin versus somebody's first appearance, those are two different things.
I love that we do first appearances on the origin show. It's the best. That's my favorite.
We actually don't. It's our origin show, but we don't do any origins. We only do first appearances.
Come on, get it all out.
Oh no, I'm excited to get into Santa Claus's first appearance.
I want to get into this cover that TJ gave me. So go ahead, TJ. You going to do the creators?
Well, no, there's something else I gotta cover before we do that. So this is Santa Claus's first appearance in superhero comics and DC Comics. There is a Santa Claus comic from an earlier, like 1918 newspaper strip or something like that, but I couldn't find it.
Oh, that would have been better.
Wow.
We could have did a comic book strip. We would have been done pretty fast, though. But
I mean, I don't even know if it was a comic strip, honestly. It looked like it was a magazine cover.
Oh.
So
in 1918, that might have been his origin.
No, I'm sorry, not even 1918, 1915.
Oh, wow.
It came out December 25th, 1915, and it's the Rainbow number 98. I couldn't even find whatever the rainbow was. I mean, I found images of it, but I couldn't find the comics itself anywhere.
That's weird.
But this is his first appearance in superhero comics as far as DC and Marvel and, you know.
And honestly, the reason we're doing this is because in one of the episodes we did before, we talked about Santa Claus was a DC Comics character. So we decided to do his first appearance.
Yes, but I just wanted to point out, you know, that this isn't as actually first appearance or origin in comic books at all.
Comic books, right.
All right. So with that all being said, what we are covering today is Superman's Christmas Adventure from 1940. I don't have a month, so it was...
I don't think it was a monthly comic.
No, it was a one-shot published.
Yeah, because it says Mulan's Bakery on the cover. Wishes you a very Merry Christmas.
We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, mine doesn't say that.
Well, you got a reprint. You got the reprint. This is an original.
Yeah, I have the digital.
I feel like this was handed out by a store or something. It's crazy.
I'm going to get to that, too.
Okay, good. You got all that. Good.
This is a one-shot published in 1940. It was written by Jerry Siegel, one of the guys who created Superman. And it was penciled and inked by Jack Burnley, who is a Detective Comics guy, from what I understand. So maybe they had the same staff for Detective and Action Comics.
This was released on 12/4.
Well, I guess we should have guessed it should have been December.
Right.
Well, that's not true, because a lot of Batman Christmas ones are like in April. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, this one is 12/4.
This is a single issue one shot for Christmas.
Right.
It was also a retail exclusive, which means it was only given out in stores.
Oh, so what? They put the different stores' names on the front of it?
I think that's why it is that way. Yes.
Ours says Mulan's Bakery, but who knows?
Yeah, that's why I think Mulan's Bakery is on the one that we got.
Gotcha.
All right. I mean, that's it for the credits. There's nothing else to say. We can just dive into it. So, Uncle Chris, you're so keen about talking about this cover. Go for it.
Well, I have a problem with something that's not part of the cover, but I'll get to that. All right, so we got Superman carrying Santa Claus down to a chimney. He's dropping some toys into the chimney, and it says, Mulan's Bakery wishes you a very Merry Christmas. Mm-hmm. So TJ gave me this comic, and the cover, for some reason, has an upside-down cross drawn on it. What is that, TJ?
I think that's a faded Christmas tree with that topper.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it looks like somebody drew that by hand.
No, it looks like it's a... Well, I'm not saying it's part of this comic. I think
Oh, you think somebody might have doodled a Christmas tree on it?
Send me a picture of that.
It looks like it's in your email, Lump. I sent it to you too, but it looks like it's maybe stamped, or maybe it was sitting on another comic book or something and it faded in.
Chances are it's probably like from a pack of cigarettes or something at that time.
Yeah. Or
it's possible.
Or
it's coming your way, Lump, right now.
Or it could be a flag, honestly.
Yeah, or a pirate ship or something, right?
Yeah.
But the top of it looks like an upside-down cross.
Yeah, because the cross is prevalent. Everything else is faded.
Right. So that's not part of the cover. That was just something I wanted to, break TJ's balls about. So,
it's not like I got this comic. I
thought you drew it. You drew this shit on the front cover.
I did not scan this comic into this. So,
I thought you scanned all the comics in.
Oh yeah, I scanned because I have access to the physical copies of all these comics. I'd be rich right now.
No, you wouldn't. You want to save them so you can do podcasts about them.
Why would I?
Yours is a lot different looking.
Well, yeah, yours is all bright colored and stuff.
Yeah, ours is
super beat
different.
up. Yeah.
Anyway, so this was also it also got registered in the U.S. Patents Office if you were curious. But yeah, it's a pretty simple cover. Anything else?
No.
No, I can't make out what that thing is that somebody drew on there. It actually could have been even a stamp at the bakery or something where it was at.
Yeah, it could have been anything.
Yeah.
And you said Mulans, but I just wanted to spell it. It's Molan, not Mulan as like the movie Mulan.
Like Molin's Bakery.
Molin's Bakery. So, probably doesn't even exist anymore.
I doubt it. It doesn't say a town or anything, like where it's at?
No, it says Molan's Bakery wishes you a very Merry Christmas. Alright, go ahead.
I was actually trying to get you to stall so I could Google Molan's Bakery.
Okay.
So I'm doing the same thing, so I was hoping you two would stall.
No, I only got Nolan's Bakery, so...
Yeah, no. You would have to probably type in 1940 to even come anywhere near a thing, but you probably won't find anything on it.
Right. Well, if it's in New York, I wouldn't be surprised if it was still there.
Well, who knows where this was.
It would just depend.
Right.
Right, it would all depend on where it is.
There's a Nolan's Bakery, 1940, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Yeah, it doesn't. I still didn't get anything. All right, it's not that important.
It isn't.
All right, so moving on, and so the next page after the cover is a blank page of mine with scribbles on it,
with dirt or something on it.
And then we got like a Christmas card with Superman's world's greatest adventure strip character flying. So there's that.
It's a cool picture. It's Christmassy. It's got some garland around the outside of it.
And then we open up with a non-canon splash page.
Half a splash page.
Whatever. It's still non-canon. What's happening here?
I was still looking at Mulan's Bakery.
I'll tell you what's I'll tell you one thing that's happening. The same thing that's happening in Batman at this time is giant paragraphs of stuff on the splash page.
Well, this comic book is a novel, so...
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your splash page.
Santa is flying over the rooftops with his reindeer, and Superman is flying above the reindeer with the moon in the background, because they have to put a moon in all comics.
Well, if it's nighttime, the moon's out. If it's daytime, the sun's out.
Yep.
Okay.
I guess that's that.
It's pretty... I'll be honest. This comic is pretty basic. It's not a whole lot of, like even the drawings. Not that they're bad. They're drawn well. Everything is good. It's just that there's not a whole lot happening.
Well, wait till we get to the antagonists. It's fine. So we truly open with Perry White telling pretty much Lois Lane and Clark Kent to go get a story. I'm assuming that happened a lot in this time period.
Yeah, go find something.
Yep. So
I've never read any Superman. I'm going to assume that all Superman opens that same way.
well,
I would guess probably at least 25% of them do open that way.
Yeah, I literally have no knowledge of any Superman, and before we even get into this, I don't plan to read any Superman after I've read this. So
I mean, it must be a very slow news week because Perry's telling him to go cover department stores. So Bruce, man, we covered too much. Batman.
Yes, way too much Batman.
Clark and Lois are going around to the department stores to find a story, and then Clark looks at a model toy train, and then there's, of course, this sad kid that doesn't have any presents.
Of course, always in the Christmas story. It's a Christmas story. You have to have a sad, poor kid with no presents.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have the moral. So Lois and Clark decide that their story is they're going to turn the Daily Planet into Santa's workshop, essentially, and start, I guess, making toys.
No, this is a weird idea he comes up with. He wants kids to donate their broken toys. And then they're going to repair the kids' broken toys and give the broken toys to the poor kids instead of buying them.
Right, to the kids who need them.
So the kids who need them are getting broken toys that were fixed by people who don't know what they're doing at the Daily Planet.
That's a very strange idea.
Yeah.
But
it's strange, but it gets worse.
But you know what's I just thought of? He's Superman. Couldn't he just go build like 100 million toys in like 30 seconds and then do this?
Like at super speed? And he wants to get everybody involved.
I mean, sure, I'd still do this as the publicity thing, but, if he's worried about all the sad kids. I also got problems with Santa Claus here, who reads in the paper. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Santa Claus reads in the paper that Clark Kent and Lois Lane are helping him, essentially. Yep, he's going to accept their help. Go ahead, what were you going to say?
It's Paul Giamatti as Santa Claus. Did you notice that?
No.
It looks just like Paul Giamatti. It looks like from Fred Claus. It's from Fred Claus.
I didn't notice it, but now that you say it, it is.
It looks just like him.
Anyway, Clark's walking home one day, and for some reason, he x-rays through a door and sees a spoiled kid breaking a train that his butlers gave him.
He decides to peep in a kid's bedroom.
This is what I didn't get about that either. Does he just walk around and always have his x-ray vision on, or does he have to turn it on to see? Because he's peeping into people's houses as he walks by like a weirdo.
Yeah, I think he has to turn it on.
Yeah, I thought so too. So why is he looking at people's houses?
He's also got superhero. Maybe he heard the yelling and he was just wearing.
Oh, maybe because the kid's being a little brat and breaking his toys.
That's
and stuff.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. It gets worse.
So we go.
I forgot. I totally forgot.
Yeah, it gets way worse. It's fine. So
nobody even knows what we're laughing at. Everybody listening.
You were talking about the antagonist. Well, it's coming. So.
God. So we deviate from our scheduled Christmas story to bring you a Christmas Carol, a creepy Christmas Carol, as Clark gets changed into Superman and then
kidnaps a child.
Sneaks in a child's bedroom and takes him from his bed and flies him around town.
To be a peeping Tom with the kid. He's letting the kid look at people's windows.
Exactly. So he steals a kid from his bed to show him peeping into other kids' windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy, yes.
It's really creepy. I never understood, like, I guess if you're Superman, you think you could just take people's children wherever you want to take them? He didn't even knock on the door and ask his parents or nothing. He's just like, I'm getting this kid and I'm going to take him and peek in this little girl's window so he can see her play with broken dolls.
And listen, I understand that it's like an innocent thing because he's Superman, fine, but you don't fucking go in some kid's room and take the kid out of his bed.
It's weird. It's definitely weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, now, Superman's really weird here, but Santa Claus is just a jerk because he takes this kid and shows that this little girl's playing with a broken doll, but, she's happy because she's got the doll. But then he takes him to the poor kid that they met earlier, and he's crying because he has no toys. Santa Claus exists in this world. He's never brought these kids toys before.
They're poor. They can't afford to keep them because, you got to feed your toys and you have to have homes for your toys and stuff.
Oh, I see.
Actually, I have no idea why the kid doesn't have any
his
toys.
parents are just poor. He says he has parents. He's not an orphan.
He's poor and he has no toys, and he's about 11, and he's never gotten a toy in his life from Santa Claus. Apparently,
Yeah, no, apparently not.
Well,
because we learn
maybe
later. Because we learn later, the antagonist in this story also never got Christmas toys from Santa Claus, and that's why they are the way they are.
You know what, though? So I understand that the kid's poor and it's a shame, but maybe he's a bad kid. That's why he never got any toys.
If he's on the naughty list, it's not Santa's fault.
I thought of that. But the bad guys at the end of this were only turned bad guys because they never got toys. They say that.
Yeah. Well, also, spoiler alert, he gives them stuff at the end, too. I didn't understand that either.
Yeah, and then he gives them stuff. Yeah, so Santa Claus is just a jerk, apparently. Because
I agree. I agree for this one.
He doesn't deliver toys to everybody, I guess.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but being a parent, my daughter knows that you have to give Santa money to make the toys. I got to go take money to Santa and give him money so he can make the toys. The poor kid didn't have no money.
Santa needs money.
Right.
Wow.
Where do you think Santa gets the money for the toys? I got to give Santa money. My daughter's like, why do you got to give Santa money? Because what do you think? He just gives you toys for free?
Nothing's free in life. Nothing.
So the poor kid's parents probably don't have any money to give Santa, and then we can make him toys.
Sure.
So does Santa give the rich kid toys, or does the rich kid's family just buy him those?
Or is it that Santa just stays away from zip codes that he knows he can get murdered in?
That's a possibility, too.
Can't blame him for that either.
The rich kids...
Or he's going to get robbed by somebody as if he goes to the wrong neighborhood.
The rich kids are probably
better not go to sleep, because Superman might kidnap him.
He could, and make him look in people's windows.
What are you trying to say, Uncle Chris?
I forgot now. You guys messed me all up.
Yep, we cut you off too many times.
Anyway, after Superman makes this kid peep on other kids, he takes him back home, and the kid says, I'm going to be good from now on, and, stop being so much of a brat or whatever. And then a spaceship shows up to the North Pole.
Yeah, why do they have a spaceship?
I don't know.
And why does the North Pole look like another planet also?
I don't know. It looks like the sun exploded, too.
Yeah, it looks like the sun's really close to the North Pole.
It looks like it's on Mars or something, the North Pole.
It does. And the factory doesn't even look like an Earth building. It looks like something from Star Trek.
It looks like we got transported into a sci-fi comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not understand this panel when it popped. Because out of nowhere, you're in, it's pretty normal drawings, everything. And then all of a sudden, it's literally a spaceship landing on the moon or something.
And actually, I didn't even know what it was. They had to explain it later for me to realize what it was.
I didn't know what... I thought it was like a weird airplane or something.
A balloon bus or something? A blip bus or something? I was like, what the hell is that thing? Anyway, so we get introduced to our antagonist here.
They have great names, by the way.
What are they, Uncle Chris?
Well, I know there's Mr. Meanie and, what's the other guy's name?
And Mr. Grouch.
No,
Dr. Grouch.
Dr. Grouch.
Yeah.
Dr. Grouch and Mr. Meanie.
Yeah,
so, they're here to pay Santa Claus a visit. And they're nice to him, and Santa Claus. So Santa Claus starts showing them around the workshop and stuff like that. But then they get to why they're here. They want Santa Claus to go in with them to start making commercial goods and start charging people, and they can all get rich.
That was their plan. They took a spaceship there to ask Santa to go into business with them.
I don't know. Just sell your spaceship.
Yeah, they could do that too. Well, then how are they going to get to other planets to see Santa Claus?
They'll have so much money from selling their spaceship.
Apparently,
then they can invest it.
They can buy another spaceship.
Apparently, they're already rich. So, what difference does it make? Anyway, Santa's
I don't know.
God.
I just know that as we get in here, Santa has trained assassins. So
he does.
Yeah. Santa Claus is like, nah, I don't feel like doing that, and he sticks his elves on them.
Yeah, and the elves shock him with something. Electric
they shoot
rods.
him in the face with a cork gun, and the other one gets cattle prodded.
I understand the cork gun, the pop gun. It's a toy, but what is the electric rod? Why are there charged electric rods there?
I don't know.
I don't know, but that's enough to scare them off. They get back in their spaceship and they go and fly away. But they're mad now, so their next plan of attack is to go attack the Daily Planet's fixin' toy thing.
Yeah, because they think the Daily Planet's fixin' toy thing is helping Santa somehow?
No, apparently.
Well, Santa thought they were helping him too, so...
Yeah, that's what I don't get. I don't know how they're helping Santa with that.
But aren't there other toy factories doing the same thing?
I am sure there's lots of them.
Yeah, well...
But they're already in business, so they don't want to attack businesses. They want to attack
apparently this isn't a popular idea because only Lois and Clark are doing it.
Yes,
because
no one else is around.
Well, because everybody else was like, I don't know how to fix toys, Clark. What are you talking about? Get out of here, Clark.
Anyway.
I might have to read more Superman just to learn, like, what they're, I don't know the dynamic of Lois and, whatever her name is. Lois?
Yeah, Lois.
Yeah.
Lois Lane and Clark Kent. I don't know what they do, like,
Lois gets in trouble
toys?
and Superman saves her. They're
Pretty
both
much.
for the Daily Planet. But
that's pretty much what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, Lois falls off buildings and Superman catches her, but she don't know that he's Clark Kent, and she works with stupid Clark Kent.
And
not at first.
In this time period, yes, because in modern comics they're married with kids and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he takes his glasses off, so how could she know?
But yeah, that's essentially it. Anyway, so by the way, Mr. Meanie and Dr. Grouch, they're like 100 years old.
They are. They're really old men.
Old men.
And I'm just pointing this out because of the things they start to do.
Yeah.
So they break into the Daily Planet and no one stopped them.
Well, because they figure they were coming in to help with the toys.
With white handkerchiefs over their face?
Yeah, they didn't want to get glue.
Well, everybody else
glue and stuff.
So it's just Lois and Clark. Yeah. Yeah, everybody else left. We're like, we're not staying here to help, and no one's guarding you. Yeah. You two just deal with this. We're going home.
Anyway, Dr. Crouch apparently has a gas gun.
Yeah.
Which knocks people unconscious, and he sprays Clark with it, and he just pretends to be unconscious because he's Superman.
Right.
But then Lois pulls the handkerchief off, and she recognizes it's Dr. Crouch, and so they run away.
Is Dr. Crouch famous? Is that why? Like, she knows who Dr.
he is a
Crouch
doctor.
Is? Yeah, but...
I mean, how many doctors do you know?
A lot.
I know Dr. Seuss, Dr. Spock.
Fair.
Dr. Octopus.
There's a lot of...
Fair. I have no argument for that. You got it. Fine. I guess she would recognize them too. So...
But yeah, so they spray her with the gun, they set the one toy box on fire, and they run away.
That's just like, there's 6 toys in this room. They broke in to destroy 6 toys and leave.
Yep, and so Clark gets up and just puts it out with his breath, and then Lois stirs, so he pretends he's been knocked out, and everything's okay because the toys are saved.
Yeah, and Lois just thinks it went out by itself, so.
Right. And Lois decides that, hey, that was Dr. Grouse. I better go confront him for some reason. Instead of
call the police. Wouldn't that make more sense?
Yeah, just call the police. These guys just broke in, assaulted us, and burnt our property, so...
But she knows she does this crap on purpose. Lois does this crap on purpose because she knows Superman's going to come and save her no matter what happens.
But it's funny, he doesn't do it this time.
Not right away.
He doesn't save her at all.
Wait, he saves her
No, he doesn't.
Later.
Nope. They changed their ways and they let her go.
No. But he does save her when they put her on the rocket.
Right, the rocket. You're right. I forgot about the rocket.
And she doesn't burn her legs off, but we'll get to that.
Well, yeah, all right. So Dr. Crouch and Mr. Meanie come home. They're like, apparently this is enough to make all the kids sad to burn these toys up. But they will turn on the TV, and apparently this is newsworthy because it's still going.
Yeah.
And now they're really, really mad. But so they got one last plan. They got another plan that they're going to do. So they get back.
Well, Mr. Meanie's always like, "Oh well, I guess we're done now." This is like the 3rd time he's done this in this comic. He's like, too bad." And then Dr. Grouch is like, "We're going to do it anyway."
And so they do. They get in their spaceship. At first, I thought Lois. I don't know how Lois followed them, but apparently she got in the spaceship too without them noticing.
Yep, she snuck on the spaceship after they got on, before the door closed. There's only 2 of them, but one of them didn't close the door behind him when he got on the spaceship.
Yeah, no, it closes on its own.
Not fast enough.
Anyway, so Dr. Grouch sprays the elves with knockout gas because they're not as skilled as they thought, and they start busting up the toys in Santa's workshop because I guess he doesn't have security. But Lois walks in, and so they grab her and they strap her to a rocket.
They strap her to a giant bottle rocket.
Did you ever see a Wile E. Coyote cartoon? That's the rocket that they shot.
That is the rocket. It is exactly what it is. It says Acme on it.
It doesn't,
Okay.
it doesn't actually say Acme, but okay.
But, yeah.
It's the Wile E. Coyote's rocket. What was I going to ask you about that? Oh, if somebody lights a rocket, right, and then shoots you off into space, wouldn't it burn your legs off?
Yeah, but this only has a wick. It doesn't have, like, propellers underneath.
No, but it's got to get, when the wick lights, then it's like it shoots fire out of the bottom of it to go up into space.
Yeah,
right, it lights the gunpowder inside. It would definitely, it would at least scorch her jacket.
Yeah, she's hanging down where the exhaust is.
But it would only burn her butt a little bit. That's it.
Yeah, okay. And then I wasn't paying attention for a second, and now we are on the panel with the axes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So they continue to break up Santa's workshop, but Santa's does have a security system, apparently. What are those called again?
They're toy soldiers.
Yeah, toy soldiers. So
he
winds up a bunch of toy soldiers who all attack Greenie, Mr. Meanie, and Dr. Grouch, while a toy Superman shoots a cannon at them.
He has an army of toy soldiers that actually fight.
Yes. And they run away again and get back in their spaceship.
They're old men. How do they keep running away from everybody?
I mean, in their defense, the only person who would be able to chase him here would be Santa, who's also an old man. So for this one, they knocked them all out with the gas.
Oh, with the gas, okay.
Anyway, Superman's getting worried about Lois. She's been gone for a while, so he uses his vision to see that she's flying in space somewhere.
Yes, she's out in space.
And so he goes up and grabs her off the rocket, drops her off at the Daily Planet. This makes Mr. Meanie and Dr. Grouch mad, so they go to the rooftop and just kidnap her again.
They spot her through a giant telescope on their spaceship.
Yeah, on their spaceship.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
They're in the air by the North Pole, and they can see the Daily Planet.
That's a big telescope. Did you see the size of that telescope?
It is very large.
You can see the in space with a telescope.
Yeah, well, you know what you're looking at in space. How did they pinpoint the Daily Planet from their spaceship?
The Daily Planet's got a giant globe of the Earth. They just looked for the giant globe.
See, this is information I don't know. So,
anyhow, back with Santa Claus. Well, Grouch and Meanie's got another plan, and so they apparently stole Santa's reindeer.
Yeah, without anybody knowing. They don't even tell us about it. They say they're going to go do it, and then they don't even show it. They just do it.
I guess they have a truck on their spaceship because they load all the reindeer onto a truck, and then they're driving through Metropolis at one point. So I don't know how they keep getting back. The North Pole's really close.
Yeah, well,
I'm assuming it is.
No, it's on the moon. So you take your spaceship to the moon, and you just drive back.
True.
It's pretty easy.
It is. It's on the moon.
I'm just saying, it takes 5 hours to get to Europe on a plane. Anyway, they lost their reindeers, so one of the elves are like, why don't we ask Superman for help? And Santa Claus, that's a great idea. And so he just gets on, I guess, a radio that overtakes all the radio stations.
It said Santa sends out a distress call from his radio station.
Calling Superman. Santa Claus calling. Need your help desperately.
And for some reason, Clark's just driving a car for some reason instead of just flying around. Just so he can hear the radio, I guess?
Yeah, he wanted to listen. He's like, I really feel like checking out some tunes, so I'm going to drive my car around.
But I'm confused. He just let Mr. Grouch and whatever their names are go after he dropped her off at the Daily Planet?
That's not going to be the first time that he let them go. That was going to be the last time he lets them go either.
But he wasn't there when they kidnapped her.
No, but after he took her... Oh, he never went and got them after he saved her. He dropped her off on the Daily Planet, and then left, and nobody knows where he went.
And they got in his car.
Yeah,
and they were just cruising around.
He just left her on the roof and said, I gotta go. And then they
changed back into being Clark Kent and Drew.
You know what he was probably doing? He probably went and got changed back into Clark Kent, got in the truck, and then he's going to go find Lois and be like, I just showed up.
Maybe.
Anyway, so Superman flies to the North Pole, and Santa tells him that they stole my reindeers. And so he goes and he finds the truck, and he brings it back. and they let the reindeers out, but Dr. Grouch this isn't happening, and he uses the knockout spray on the reindeer.
The reindeer get knocked out. He shoots everybody with that thing in this episode, in this comic.
You would think someone would have took it away from him by now.
Give me that. You can't play with that anymore.
No, Superman didn't even care. He just saved Lois and then decided not to do anything about them.
Anyway, Superman throws them into the sled and says, "You're coming with me." And so instead of reindeer this year, Santa flies through the sky with Superman carrying the sled.
Yeah, it's cool. That's a nice picture. It's very Christmassy.
They drop the old guys off at their house.
Through their chimney.
Head first. Head first. Down their chimney.
Yeah, they don't take them to jail. They take them home and throw them in the chimney.
Yep. And they continue to deliver all the toys, but then they come back and they deliver presents to Mr. Grouch and Mr. Meanie. Yeah. And this is enough to make them be warm and shake Santa's hand, and now they're going to be good people, and then they let Lois go. Because they had her locked in a closet, and she has no problem with them. She's like, yeah, okay, I forgive you since you have Christmas spirit now.
Yep. See what Christmas does, brings everybody together.
And then Superman flies away with Lois in his arms, and then the spoiled kid from the beginning is going to give all away his old toys to the needy, and then Superman says, I hope you will also be generous to the needy, and to have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Goodbye.
That's a great story. That's a great story, TJ.
Then there's another blank page, and then there's like a signed Clark Kent Superman Merry Christmas card. And that's that. And that was Superman's Santa Claus's origins.
It's not origins.
And that was Santa Claus's adventure with Superman.
Where is it? Oh, okay. Here we go. I have the synopsis here. Appearing in Superman's Christmas adventure. Superman, Lois Lane, and then Santa Claus, it says first appearance. It doesn't say his origin. It says first appearance. Okay. Anyway, Dr. Grouch and Mr. Meanie are the antagonists. It does not say that it's their first appearances.
Well, there is a sequel to this. Maybe they're in that one.
No, but this would still be their first appearance, right?
Yeah, it would be their first.
Maybe it's not their first appearance.
So then we got Billy Connolly and James Daniels are in it. Now, they're single appearances, so would this be their origins too, TJ? Or
well, there you go. It's their origins, so yes, there you go.
And it says locations: United States of America, Metropolis, Daily Planet, North Pole, and Santa's Workshop. That's what we get here.
All right.
That was a great story. I feel like so Christmassy. I think I'm going to go have some eggnog right now.
Uh-huh. Anything else on that? You got any final thoughts?
No, I got nothing else.
I kind of wish we didn't read it.
Oh, come on. I feel like Christmassy. I'm going to put my tree back up.
Look, I got through that comic pretty quickly, honestly, explaining what happened in it, but you had to read, like, a novel to get to just that simple story.
It really was a novel, too. Like, it was so wordy. You're like, oh my God, is this ever going to end?
Yeah, I looked at it on the first page, and I was like, this is not going to be...
Yeah.
This is not going to be easy. But...
So, do you know why Santa's afraid of getting stuck in a chimney?
Why?
He has claustrophobia. You know, get it? Claustrophobia.